Can this be considered a podcast, or is that just wishful thinking? Happy New Year. I feel like we're all caught up in that same state of being drunk on our goals. You know what I'm talking about. There's a new chapter ahead. There's that motivation that everyone has at the start of January. But I want to make an assumption that on your 2025 resolutions, there's probably a goal or some goals that have been written down for a long time now and have probably started to grow mold on them. Goals that you have been meaning to accomplish for decades, centuries, millennia. But as the year progresses, you usually forget about them. And another assumption that I would like to make about these goals is that they're most likely usually related to an interest or a certain passion that you have. It doesn't have to be anything grand, but for example, I like dancing. I like watching dance videos. I like moving my body to the sound of music. So it has been on my mind for some years now to actually try out some dancing classes. And while I did look for studios and search for classes in my city, the day in which I actually get my ass to one of those classes didn't come yet. This is just a specific example, but I feel like it's quite a recurring theme in anyone's life. I mean, think about it. What is something you're interested in, you've been meaning to try, you're passionate about, and you keep telling yourself, this year I'll start making videos. This year I'll finally start my own business. But nothing happens in the end. Honestly, some may say that it's because of the lack of discipline, the lack of organization skills, but my diagnosis is that you are, like me, suffering from the fear of being seen. What is the fear of being seen? Well, to come up with my own definition, I'd say that it's linked to certain interests, passions, and dreams that you have and are afraid of committing to. But the fear isn't necessarily stemming from the commitment part, even though commitment is horrifying, but more from the fact of being seen that you've committed. It's not only linked to things that you're scared of trying, it can also be linked to things that you're actually good at but are scared of being seen doing them. To insert another personal example, I like making videos. I like filming, I like editing, I could spend hours doing it on my computer, and I usually receive very positive feedback when I post a video. However, have I actually went on my Instagram story and publicly announced, hey, I just posted a video, here's the link to it? No. God, no. I only posted on my close friends and that's it. Why? It's because I'm a beginner. Starting something new automatically makes you a beginner, and that's an uncomfortable position to be in because things won't come out perfectly from the start. The vision won't always match the results. Therefore, you're already out of your comfort zone. However, being seen that you're a beginner, people seeing my videos, knowing that they're not at the level that I want them to be, but at the level that my capacities are currently at, excruciating pain. Oh my God, I want to claw my eyes out. It's why I'm avoiding those damn dancing classes, because I never took a dance class. I'll probably be stiff as fuck. I'd look like an uncoordinated gorilla. Therefore, I don't want to be seen by other people as I'm an uncoordinated gorilla. But maybe your problem isn't being seen as a beginner. Maybe your problem is being seen as a failure, because once again, it's not the failing that is actually scary, it's the thought that everyone will know that you've failed. Well then, to not experience any of these uncomfortable feelings, I guess that we should all keep ourselves inside of the house, not try shit, and only present the best versions of ourselves out in society, right? But what are the consequences of staying in your comfort zone? In school, you had that one teacher that seemed to have been sent by Satan himself to make every student's life a living hell. They would cause arguments for no reason, always be in a bad mood, and the only thing that seemed to bring them happiness was bullying children. Or I have a doctor that I have been going to since I was born, and I swear to God, that man looks so pissed every single time I come see him. It's like I make an appointment, I show up for it, and then he just looks at me like, oh my God, Who does this bitch think she is to just casually show up for her appointment? I believe these people are prime examples of choosing to stay in your comfort zone. Of course, I am aware that opportunities were different in the past. I'm not saying that these people have willingly chosen to sabotage their lives. They were just trying to get a paying job that is going to put food on their table. However, when it comes to our generation, I feel like we have so many opportunities that we could take advantage of, but we choose not to due to the fear of being seen, which might end up with you being as miserable as that one teacher you hated in high school. Does it sound overdramatic? Let's put it into perspective. I've always liked fashion. Always. And I was always drawn to it, but never in my life did I actually allow myself to look into this interest. I thought that I was not enough of a clothes lover, and I also thought that I was not keeping up with the industry as much as I should. Therefore, when people would ask me, what do you like? Fashion was never one of the things that would be listed. However, at the start of 2024, I was like, you know what? Why don't I just allow myself to like fashion? So I did some online courses, I did some projects here and there, and that resulted into two things. Number one is that I've discovered what I'm passionate about and what I would like my job to essentially be, which is PR and marketing. Number two is that because I've proudly announced to my friends, to my family, and I just put this information out there, I like fashion, I've managed to get the opportunity to travel to Florence and study for 2 weeks at a fashion university. If I would have kept this passion to myself, I don't think my life would be the same right now, because everything started with me just looking into an interest, but it ended up with me discovering what I would like to do with my life. Now, think about how many opportunities you've probably lost due to your fear of being seen, or how many answers you could have gotten if you just let yourself try things out and do what you love. Because if months pass and you still think about those dancing classes, there's a reason why that thing keeps pulling you in. And I'm not saying that you're going to find your purpose in life by taking a dance class, but who knows what part of you could be discovered in the process of looking into something you're passionate about. Also, let yourself be seen by you. If you know that you're good at something, if you know you're passionate about it, if it brings you joy, let yourself have it. I don't know why it's easier to give up on things that we genuinely love rather than on things that we despise, but Rome wasn't built in a day, and it might still be under construction right now if I'm thinking about it. When you indulge into things that you like, you focus on what makes you feel alive, what brings you purpose, that's when everything around you falls into place. That's when new opportunities, new doors, new people start entering your life and you start being happy. People reach low points in life. They start feeling depressed, misunderstood, and lonely when they're not listening to their internal desires and are not acting upon them, hoping that your internal desires are not committing a crime or something, though. Most importantly, it's not only about the fear of being seen while doing something, it's also about the fear of being seen as yourself, as who you truly are. I don't mean this in any deep or metaphorical way. I mean it in the way that usually we filter ourselves and make our personalities more digestible to the people around us. Maybe you're introverted and laid back, but you always feel this pressure to be more extroverted and outgoing. Or maybe you're the complete opposite. Maybe you are loud and you like being excited, but you always minimize yourself so you're not bothering anyone with your personality. But you are never going to find your space and your people if you don't allow yourself to be seen. To go back to our favorite subject, which is me, last year during my first semester at university, I was texting someone that was still in school, they didn't graduate yet, and middle of our conversation, this person goes, "Oh my God, you've gotten so funny since leaving." And the thing is that I didn't get funnier. The only thing that I've developed during my first university semester was an eating disorder. Only thing that actually changed was my attitude, because in school, for whatever reason, in front of certain people, I would put up this persona, so that they would like me more, I guess. However, after leaving, the only thing that I was focusing while interacting with these people was making myself feel comfortable. My humor is one of the top traits that I usually filter in front of people because I like dry humor. It may come off as bitchy and maybe ill-intended. However, if I would actually want to be mean, I would just straight up be a bitch to you. But I don't know. Now that made me wonder how many interactions and how many relationships I may have lost due to the fact that I was hiding this part of me. Of course, there's a time and place for everything, so I won't be throwing around my jokes in front of professors or something like that. But still, that's something to think about, isn't it? I hope you felt seen and understood during this conversation. However, I'm letting go of your hand because I'm not only girl talk, I'm also girl action. And I want to give you 2 steps that could help you get over your fear of being seen. Number 1 is that I want you to do something you know you're good at and share it with someone else. For example, maybe you're good at drawing, so at least once a week, draw and then put it on your Instagram story. You are going to receive a lot of positive feedback, I promise you, and that's going to help you build up your confidence. Number 2 would be to finally try something out that you've been meaning to try, that is calling for you, however you were too scared of doing. Once a month or whatever suits you, no expectation, no thought. And let's see how scary it actually is to make yourself feel good. For the final, I would like us to do a little imagination exercise. You're a doctor. You have a full degree to prove it, and you're very good at your job. One evening, you go out with a friend of yours at a restaurant when suddenly one of the guests collapses on the floor unconscious. Their friend gets up and starts screaming, a doctor, we need a doctor." Your friend looks at you, you're a doctor, so they go, "Come on, go ahead, help them." But you go, "Well, I don't know how to tell you this, but I don't really feel comfortable being seen by other people while I'm doing something I'm very good at." That sounds a bit stupid, doesn't it? Well, I do hope you're never found in a situation like this, but hopefully this provided a different perspective when it comes to your fear of being seen. And that's it, guys. I don't know what this was, but I do hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, please leave a like. I hope you found something inspiring or useful in this video. If you have any thoughts on this subject or any questions, leave them down below in the comments. I like vlogging while I'm traveling, but it's not as easy to do that when I'm performing my usual routine. But I do want to see you more often in 2025. So if you've enjoyed this type of content, let me know and subscribe for more of it. Travel vlogs will still come. I have a couple of trips planned for this year. However, until then, I feel like it's going to be just me, you, and my voice. So if you're into it, stay tuned for that. And until next time, I wish you well. Bye!